Ready, Joe?
Yeah, ready.
Hey, Facebook. Hey,
Facebook.
Rochester. Hey, surrounding areas. How are you guys this morning? Thank you guys for afternoon.
It's afternoon tea. Sorry.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in to Spilling the Tea. I'm Chasmar.
And I'm Jazzelle. Bring the topics that you want to hear.
From the people you want to hear them from.
Yes, God, honey.
Yes, so last episode we had some great guests on. Well, you know, we had a kind of a malfunction with one of the guests.
Oh, yeah.
But it still worked out.
Yeah,
it still worked out. It still worked out.
Information on HIV and living with HIV and, you know, the positives and the negatives to it and stuff like that.
Right.
So.
Jason Ward was a fabulous guest. He shared his story. It was awesome. We got a lot of good feedback from it. A lot of people benefited from the stories that he told, the negative and the positive, and how he was able to cope with everything that he's living with. Mm-hmm. So it was a really good episode.
It was a good episode.
Yeah, it was good sitting here with him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so big ups to Jason. Thank you for coming on.
Yes. And for all that are viewing, please feel free to chime in whenever you want to share how you feel about our different topics and our different subjects. And please go ahead, share. Let the world know what we have going on here. We're building a platform for our community, and with you guys' help, we can definitely push that forward. Yeah, so for our announcements this week,
we got a few, so hold on tight. Honey.
Quite a few. So, like I said, every other week, we got Cocktails for Cancer by Monique Chapman. Make sure you guys go out and support her. It's on October 29th. She's asking for different donations as far as maybe if you wanted to donate a wig, you can do that. If you wanted to donate $10, that would be good also. She also has some different packages that she put together. So just reach out to her. It's a very good cause. Very, very beneficial for a lot of people and what a lot of people are dealing with as far as cancer or family members or friends dealing with cancer. So it's a great cause. I would love for you guys to go out and support.
Oh, definitely. And on top of that, we have a Liddy weekend coming up. Not this weekend, but next weekend, 28th, 29th. It's
Halloween weekend.
Halloween weekend is going down. It's going down. We got, first of all, let's do a big shout out to Brunch with the Bunch, our fellow media outlet.
Yes.
Away on 104.3. My sister Janelle, I love you so much. Monty, Tam D, they all have an hour-long show called Brunch with the Bunch. So make sure you guys tune in. It's way on 104.3. That's first. Secondly, let's talk about Prep to Slay. Prep to Slay is a ball that Trillium is holding. It's like their big Halloween ball. It will be on the 29th. The 29th. It will start at 7. What else we got? And then after that, it's the Shake It Up Sundays where they're having the big Halloween party. And I believe it's $5 to get in. And they're going to have performers like Nigel Lestat, Mr. Victory Line 2017. He'll be performing amongst others.
Tyler's hosting it.
Yes.
So it's going to be a lit weekend. Halloween is going to be fun. I can't wait for it.
Definitely. Isn't there another Halloween party? By Kimi?
Yes. Kimi, Nene, Danny Duce, and Heavy are putting together a fabulous Halloween event. Make sure you guys go out and support. I think they're $10 pre-sale tickets. So it's not bad. Mm-hmm. You know, $10 pre-sale tickets is held at the Waterfront Bar in Charlotte. So you guys should definitely go and support.
The Halloween party that Shake It Up was having on Sunday, they're having a $50 costume competition. So make sure you get
up on that coin.
Make sure you get up on that coin. Honey.
Get up on that coin.
Yes, God. So.
Is that what we have for announcements?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, so the community got a lot going on right now, you know. So, you know, as far as with our platform and Brunch with the Bunch, it's some great outlets that we have available for our community and the different entrepreneurs that we have available that are pushing the community to have so much and allow us to unify a little more, you know. But speaking of unity,
let's talk. Well, first of all, our topic today. Let's just do a big, quick history lesson.
A recap.
Recap. Last season we had an episode. I can't remember which episode it was, but we had two guests, which was Talia and Peaches, and they came on, and the topic was the old generation versus the new generation, and basically what are their the differences and where can we come together. But on the show, our two guests, vocalize their opinion on what it is to be being part of the old gay community, you know, and how their view on the newer generation that's coming up. And
we got a lot of feedback about that episode.
We got a lot of positive, and we also got a lot of negative.
A lot of negative
feedback. One of the
feedback.
negative feedbacks was the fact that the young generation didn't have a chance to be vocal enough to, you know, sit here and say their side, have a voice. So this episode, we want to give them a chance to come on, tell us, you know, what they feel, how they move, you know what I mean? I mean, you all know that it's a big line between you being young and old. You know, your minds are different. So, you know, let's give them a chance, you know. We're all about unity. We're all about hearing let people tell their stories and letting their voices be heard. That's something that me and Chasmar believe in, you know, strongly, as far as, and also Black Crown as well. So
Yes, God.
Yes, God. Yes, God.
Today we have on the set to discuss and push the voices of the and to push the voices of our younger generation. We have two of our guests. The other two were unable to make it, but fortunately we still have voices that are still willing to be heard and, you know, be seen here today on Spilling the Tea. Today we have Nazir and Sean Watts.
Come on out, guys. Yes,
Put you guys on a level with us.
we doing a little changing up.
A little switcheroo.
Switcheroo, please.
We all in here?
You don't have to be nervous.
We get that from every guest.
Yeah.
We just out here talking.
All right, thank you guys for coming on. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome. First, we always start off with introductions. So, starting with Nazir, tell us a little bit about yourself and what do you do? I know that you're a banging fashion designer, so tell me a little bit more.
Something like that. My name's Nasir. I'm 19. I'm the CEO and sole owner of Nascent Apparel, which is a clothing line that I started when I was around 14 years old, somewhere around there. I'm from Rochester, and that's about it.
Okay. What are you, Sean?
I'm Sean.
Hi,
I'm
Sean.
23. I was born in Georgia. I live in Rochester.
I didn't know that you were born.
I moved here 8th grade year in middle school.
Look at that.
That's why I never seen me during the early days.
Got some Southern blood in you.
So, one of the things about our topics today is we wanted to hear like the voices from, I guess, I don't know how old you guys are. You don't have to discuss how old you guys are, but you probably could probably consider it a new generation of the LGBT community. Do you guys feel comfortable being part of the LGBT community? Me labeled as that?
Oh, well, I'm gay, so I
Right.
Okay. Okay. So, I guess, did you watch the show with Tilly and Peaches last season? Did you guys watch it?
I seen bits and pieces, but I didn't watch the whole thing through.
Ooh.
So we had different opinions about how, because the way we labeled the episode with the younger generation versus the newer generation, whatever. I guess it became a rivalry thing because the opinions that were expressed from the older crowd that we had on the show kind of rubbed the younger crowd a little, wrong, and so this is kind of like the opportunity for you guys to kind of give our audience and our viewers a taste of what the new generation have in store,
Yeah.
One thing that I talk about with every episode is is unity, because I feel as though unity is like the biggest piece in making so that we have LGBTQ. Without that, there is no label for that, But I know that with either crowd, with it being just the younger generation or the older generation or all of us together, there is a disconnect. Do you guys see that or feel that? Or
I don't feel like it's a disconnect between the younger and older, because there are a lot of elders who do get along with the younger. I think that most of the feedback from that video that you guys were talking about last season came from, I think some of the younger gays felt like the people who were commenting about what the young gays were doing, how we were acting and treating our fellow LGBTQ members. And I just think the younger gays felt like it was kind of hypocritical when they're in the same, when they either they're a part of it or help provoke it. So they're like, how can you sit with somebody else and be like, oh, they need to stop doing this and get it together when you're a part of the same problem?
Right.
That's why I think why everybody was getting real annoyed and kind of irritated about the conversation from that episode.
Right.
Well said. That was very well said.
Yeah. That was. So, but with that being said, you know, because we do have some people that fight towards positivity, and we have some people that, you know, fight on the other side. And you know, one of the comments that you said was pretty much, you know, they were making comments about how different people are living and what different people are doing, but they kind of play a role in, you know, in the disconnect of the things that are happening or whatever. Do you feel as though the pillars that, or the people that are considered the pillars in the community, the people that are, you know, older, do you feel like they play a role with, is it a heavier role being played with people trying to create a better atmosphere, or do you think that it's a...
I kind of think it's 50-50 because I just can't say all the older gays because that's just not what it is. I only have seen a few who are, you know, instigating, and then those few who do play their part in it. Since I've been around like the last 3 years, I've seen them come from where they were too at the same time. So like they're not at 100%, but they're not where they were either. You get what I'm saying?
So you're noticing growth.
Yes, they are growing, and they do try to I want to say, what's the good word? They do try to keep the peace or make peace or something of that nature, but I think when you get around a certain crowd of people, y'all all start feeding off of that negative energy, and then you find yourself back to like where you were when you started.
Right. You know what? We dived right into the conversation, but there was a status that was written, I think this week or sometime last week, that Tamara Lay, one of the people on Brunch with the Bunch, she wrote a status talking about the age within the LGBTQ community. Now I know we're gearing this topic towards like the older generation or the newer generation and things of that nature, or the old and the young. But how do you guys feel about, you know, like when are you considered older crowd? When do you consider younger crowd? Because
honestly, for me, it's not even. This isn't my opinion. This is just from what I'm gathering from everybody else. That when it comes to older and younger crowd, it's not about your age, about how old you are. It's about how long you've been in the scene.
Right.
When they say older and younger gays, that's what it is. Like the gays that just came out last year and the year before versus the gays who came out 5 years ago.
Right.
When they say older and younger, that's what it's about. Because some of the gays, like Peaches, for example. Me and Peaches is the same age, but they consider her an older gay because she came out earlier than me and she's been around longer, so they consider her an older gay, even though we're the same age.
Right.
Yeah, I don't really ever see people like hang out in specific like age groups. Like if you with a certain group of people, y'all just know each other from knowing each other. I've never seen like everything divided by age. Anything like that.
So it's real sporadic.
Yeah. It's like you're gonna be around who you want to be around.
Yeah. I know with me, ever since I came onto the scene, I've always hung around younger. I've always hung around younger. The only person that was my age was my best friend. You know what I mean? So, but other than that, like it did the ballroom thing, like everybody that was attached to that or involved in it was younger. Even now, I still try to, you know, kind of fit myself into the different crowds. But I noticed that when I'm chilling with, you know, the younger queens, they like, oh yeah, you an old head. They like using that. Like, I'm like, I'm not old. I ain't even hit 30 yet.
Mm-hmm. And if you guys have any questions for our guests or just us, make sure you could ask any questions, or just give us a whole bunch of likes. That works too. So just off the kind of like, not off the subject, but just individually, like, can you guys describe like you guys coming out, like your coming out stories?
You could go first. Go ahead. You could go first. Go ahead, be my guest.
You want me to go?
Whoever wants to talk
I'll go
first.
if you don't want to.
Sean, go.
Mine's messy.
Yours messy?
Yeah.
He like messy.
So like, what y'all want? Y'all want like?
No, what was your experience?
Just be truthful. What's your experience? What was it like? Just tell us.
Okay, so I came out around. I didn't really come out until my senior year. I graduated in 2016, so I came out and like I was messing with somebody like in 2015, but it didn't become public until like I can't remember. It was like winter of 2016. So we was like low for a minute. We both wasn't like comfortable being out or whatever. So we kept it like low for a little bit. We was doing whatever we was doing. And then where it went bad, it kind of had to go bad for me to come out. Like it was kind of like a force to come out.
Oh, so you was forced. Okay.
Yeah. So
So when you was forced, did your family give you a backlash? Was it your community? Was you part of a church? Did they like shun you away? Sometimes it happen.
No, I wasn't never like. I come from a Christian home, but I've never been involved in anything like that.
Okay.
It was more so when started like letting certain people know certain things. It just got really dramatic, and then it ended up turning into fights, and then it was just like you out, and that's what it is.
That's what it is. And you was out, and you never look back. Okay. What's up, Sean?
I had to sum it.
So y'all want to know like me like coming out or gay or like coming to the gay scene? Because there's two for me. I didn't do them both at the same time.
I want to ask the question originally. It was more so when you came out as just being gay, not any on the scene.
Well, I didn't come
whatever
out.
Filled your spirit.
I was outed.
You was outed?
Yes, by my aunt.
So before, so they thought you was straight.
My family did. My aunt knew though, because like she knew because I talked to her about boys and stuff. So one day she had cooked Sunday dinner, and we were all at the table laughing and joking, you know, cracking jokes and eating. And she was laughing in the middle of the dinner, and she said, "Yeah, Sean, I told your mom you're gay." And I thought she was just playing, so I'm like, "Girl, that ain't funny. You don't play like that." She said, "No, I'm dead serious. I told her like a month ago. I just told her not to tell you until I told you." I said, "You nasty bitch." But then after that, I went home the next day. My cousin came with me because I was scared. Like, I didn't know what was finna go down. I'm like, "You gotta come to my house with me. I don't know what's about to happen." So me and my cousin went to my house and we sat there. My mom didn't say anything about it. And like, soon as my cousin left and shut the door, she goes, "Oh, so you're gay?" And I was just like, "You know what, forget it." I was like, "Yeah, I'm gay." She said, I don't care that you're gay. I kind of knew. She said, "But I just feel some type of way that you told your aunt and didn't tell me."
Okay.
So she still loved me. She said she still loved me. She didn't care. She said her only rule was not to bring a white guy.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Those southern roots are strong.
Southern roots are strong.
My aunt threw a rule at me too. She said she said she just wanted grandbabies.
Grandbabies?
She's
Are you gonna give it to her? Okay.
She was okay with it.
Okay.
After that.
Well, tell us, then now elaborate on coming to the gay scene.
Okay, well, after I was outed, I was like, I didn't go around like flaunting that I was gay, but I had got to the point like if you asked me, I would tell you. But I ended up, the way I came to the scene, because I didn't know anything about like the gay scene. Like, I didn't even know there was this many people like in Rochester, this many gay people.
Oh, so this is in Rochester.
Yes.
Okay.
So, when Mocha was still on Liberty Polway, that boy, he kept sending me the invite to Ballroom Thursday, and I never went. I'm like, what is a Ballroom Thursday? So one day I was downtown coming from school, and I had just got done arguing with my mom, so I didn't want to go home yet. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna go check out this Ballroom Thursday thing, and I walked in there, and there was just dudes like in there twirling around in skirts and crop tops. So I was just like, oh my God, what's going on? What's wrong with them? Why are they acting like this? Why are they falling on the floor like that? And then I remember I didn't go back after that, but then I went to Buffalo and I went to Chi Chi had one of her Crayola balls and I seen Elzon voguing and then I wanted to vogue and that's how I came into the scene.
Okay.
Look at that.
Definitely. And then just one more question. I have just a quick add. I just need to know, like, so if you guys had like a sibling or someone in your family that was very close to you, that was really younger than you, but they would turn out to be gay or trans or whatever, and they came to you and they want to become part of the scene, what kind of advice would you give to them?
Stay away.
Stay away. Now, why do you say stay away?
When I say stay with the scene, because when you say the scene with like, when you say the scene that's connected to like the LGBT community, it just when they put that on there, it's really, when they say the scene, they're really talking about like the messy people, like the ones who always know the tea, always spilling the tea, always in some type of drama or something. So when I say stay away from the scene, what I'm telling them, if it was my relative, I would tell them like, you know, I'm not saying don't have your gay friends, but just make sure, just don't become cool with everybody. Because when I first came out, I just wanted to be friends with all the gay people because, like, I have no gay people in my family. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to be friends with everybody. And I found out very quickly that you can't do that.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I would say the same thing. Just, like, stick to a certain group, the people that you know, and leave it at that. Don't be at every event in everybody's face. Be telling everybody your business.
Okay.
That's definitely a key thing.
So if you guys could go back in time, what you had?
I would never have went to Ballroom Thursday.
If
I never would have went to Ballroom Thursday, I wouldn't know any of you guys. I wouldn't know anything about the gay scene, voguing. I wouldn't know anything about nothing.
So you don't think there's any positive notions to, you know, being part of the scene?
I've met some very, I met two people that I definitely want to say who have been rooting for the gay scene since I came out, at least. And well, one of them doesn't live here anymore, but Christian and Javon, who works at Mocha, them two have always, well, since I came in the scene, they have always been like positive energy, wanting the best for the younger gays, wanting them to like do good, not be in drama, and just want them to be successful. So those two, I think, are very beneficial, and to a young person coming in the scene, if they wanted to look up to a person, one of them two would definitely be my pick.
Okay.
Yes. So before we dig into our topic a little further, because I want this to get a little, you know.
A little juicy?
Yes.
But I'm waiting on.
Yeah, we just warming up, you know. We have a late arrival.
Late arrival. She should have rung the doorbell. Ding dong.
Yes. So let's bring on the set, Mateo Love.
Is she gonna fit her in there? Is she fit in there? You gonna bring her on the
Let's
chair?
back you guys up and put her in front.
Okay.
Yep. We all still one big happy family. How's it going, love?
It's going good.
Good. So
How are you?
I'm doing good. You guys?
introduce yourself to the people.
Hi, my name is actually not Mateo, it's Nevaeh.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that.
Hi.
We tried it.
I'm like, wait, what? But I'm doing good. I was grocery shopping, so I'm sorry. I made a status and tagged you.
Well, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Nevaeh.
Okay.
I'm 20. I was born in Rochester, not raised in Rochester. I just moved back 2 years ago. Well, almost 2 years. And I work at Target.
Okay. And so, I know that you started the process of going to becoming a woman of transparent.
Yes.
Yes, God. So tell us a little bit about that. What made you decide to, you know, have you always felt this way? Something that just came upon you? Describe that.
Well, for me, it was all, I always felt that way. I've always been feminine, so I've always done the nails, I've always done the makeup, I've always done the hair. So, it just wasn't enough for me. I felt like I needed more. So, that's when the hormones came into play. Janelle got me on hormones, so I just started on hormones. So, I'm taking it full throttle, and I'm taking it all the way. So,
That's good stuff.
yeah, I'm happy.
So you're excited about it?
Yeah, I'm excited.
That's cool.
Yes.
That's good stuff.
So we jumped into your already conversation already established already, and we had a couple questions about, you know, telling us about before you were do you like to talk about your life before you?
Oh yeah,
okay.
That is
We talked about our experiences and us coming out and onto the gay scene, or just coming out in general,
Or
and
coming into our own skin.
Skin. Can you describe that a little bit?
I've always been this way. I never really had a coming out story.
Okay.
Because I've done
so you always came in, your family always accepted you for who you was, and that's always been the case. Okay.
So I never really had a coming out experience. I did cheerleading at a young age. I was always in flamboyant stuff. So I wore tight jeans. My mom got me like Justin Bieber school supplies.
Okay.
So my mom's always been accepting. My father's been accepting. My parents are still together. They stay in Atlanta. So I've had an upbringing of being the one to be in.
Okay. Have you any like any positive or negative experiences of starting to become trans?
No, I actually haven't had any negative experiences being a Vea this way. People like me. I like me. So
Yes.
Yes, God.
That's what it's about. That's what it's about. Okay, so how long have you been
I've been to Vea for going on about 5 months now. Yeah, going on like 5 months.
Yes. So you're a newbie.
Yeah,
You're a little baby.
Yeah, I'm a baby too.
So one of the topics we discussed, I guess we can like dig back into it. We were my favorite word, unity. We were just talking about the younger crowd molding into themselves, but then also them molding into the same mold as like the older crowd. And what's your take on that? Like, do you feel like the older crowd is receptive to what the younger crowd gives, or vice versa?
I do, but then again I don't, cause I'm not really in this scene. Like I come to the parties and stuff like that, and when I first jumped into it, I had a whole bunch of friends, and was that person and da 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 da. But now I'm my own person, and so I don't really think that what the younger crowd do affects the older crowd, and what the older crowd do affects the younger crowd. Right. I just feel like everybody's their own person, and everybody's still gonna have their own perception. So
and everybody just do their own thing.
Yeah, everybody do their own thing.
I see that. There were a lot of opinions about the older crowd being a part of.
Well, we always know you part of the older crowd. Look at that right there, old crowd.
Yeah, they call me old head, so I had to.
Okay.
Hello, my name is O.
Okay. Let's talk about cliques. We're gonna talk about cliques today.
I don't know what those are.
Oh, you know what those are? So you don't know what those are?
You don't do cliques?
Because I find we're gonna bring it back to age, and I feel like clique is something that that a lot of people do when they're younger. And like, do any of you guys feel like, you said you're not? Do any of you guys feel like you're part of a clique, or? I mean, everyone has that group of friends that they're tight with.
Yes, I don't know if I would necessarily consider it a clique, but like I do have like my few close friends. Like I'm friends with a lot of people, cordial, socialized, but there's like 3 who are like my friend, and then like I have my friends. Like you have that inner circle, and then like that outer ring.
Yeah.
So I would say my inner circle is probably definitely, I would consider it my clique, because those are the like people that I love, like genuinely, like family. And then everybody else they're just like regular friends, like They're just like the outer circle, like you don't see them every day, but when y'all meet up, it's always a good time.
I feel the same way. I'm not really in a clique or anything like that. Most of my friends are girls. So
me too.
I got this clique of homegirls that I'm close with, but as far as like guys, I'm not really hanging out with a guy unless I'm talking to him or I'm with him or
something
like
that.
I've had friends and
drama.
Yeah, we not friends no more, so.
People writing checks they can't cash, spilling your business.
Yeah,
right.
It's always the fallout.
Right. When you say writing checks that you can't cash, what do you mean by that?
I'm talking about the girls, forget the being nice. The girls, the problem with this gay scene is that everybody want to do this. Everybody do this. You know what their problem is? They talk too much. They do a whole lot of this, and then when it's time to do this, or this gone. Like, what happened?
Okay.
That's where I'm problem. That's where I think that's why there's always some drama here in Rochester. There's always somebody fighting. There's always somebody arguing on Facebook. Because number one, they can't mind their business. They trying to tell your business that they don't even know. Just running with what they heard. And then, like, next thing you know, you try to ignore it, be like, okay, be the bigger person. It's not that serious. But then after a while, it's just like, you like, damn, okay, how long do I have to ignore this person before they stop bothering me or stop slandering my name? So, but for me,
do you think social media has a big impact on that?
No. I don't think it's social media. It's the people that use social media.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's the people.
Yes,
It's the people.
It's the people. They can't. I'm tired of people blaming. Oh, social media is drama. No.
Okay.
The people on social media starts the drama.
Mm-hmm.
The websites ain't on there posting statuses and talking about people itself. Those are the users.
Right. So as far as you know, you're saying like, you know, because I've seen some head nods. So you know, whatever Sean said, I'm guessing the group is in agreement to.
Mm-hmm.
But with that being said, do you feel as though you know, you guys as individuals, do you feel like you guys fight towards not being in that mixture of dividing the crowd? Because I understand that people run their mouth, people say what they want to say, and people start a lot of drama, and you know, and people don't like it. People don't like to back up what they deliver.
Some people.
Most people.
Okay.
See,
Okay.
do you guys feel like you guys play a part in, you know what I mean? I guess you could say not talking or whatever, because you
I
know
definitely played my part in the drama. I'm not
did
gonna
both.
sit up here and pretend
Yeah,
like
like,
I definitely played my part. But at the end of the day, I'm one of those people, like, I just keep it 100. If you don't like what I say, it is what it is. But if I feel like something needs to be spoken or something needs to be told, I'm gonna tell it. But my thing is, I don't like for people to be phony about stuff. They'll come tell you something, and then when you ask the person about it, they be like, "Oh, I never said that." So now you don't know. Now you don't know who lying. Now you feel like both people. Now you really mad at both people
everybody.
because now you just want to fight everybody because you don't know who started it, who was dragging your name through the mud, but everybody's still trying to be your friend and smile in your face. But some of these people were talking about you.
right.
You know what I'm saying? And then like you be wanting to know, like you like, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. Who started this? So lately, I've been trying something new. You know what I'm saying? I've just been trying to be like, if you don't come looking for me for a fight, at the end of the day, people got it's their mouth. They can say what they want, even if you don't like it. But if they want to say something, but I just want people to know, like, certain things you say, it will cause a problem. And I'm not saying that just because somebody says something you didn't like, that you should necessarily try to pick a fight with them. But there are certain subjects, certain topics, or certain things you just don't say to people and not expect an issue.
Right. But do we feel like there's an alternate route? Because I know that, and I don't want you guys to get it wrong. You know what I mean? Whatever it is that they say that the younger crowd give or the newer generation gives, the older crowd done gave it to. You know what I'm saying? Right. We all have been in altercations. We all have been in things where, you know, sometimes it's not our fault. Sometimes it is our fault. You know, but do you guys feel, I'm getting comfortable in this one. Do you guys feel as though, because there have been some, like, you know, recent things going on within the community that people are talking about, and people are kind of, it's like a big topic.
Well, can you elaborate a little more?
Because
Elaborate on it. There's been some things that even I haven't gotten involved with it, but my name has gotten involved with it. I recently just had a photo shoot where I told the community come out. It was really for a project that I'm doing with a community agency, and I wanted some community faces to be a part of this photo shoot. So I invited the girls out. I invited everybody to come out and do the shoot. But while we were at the shoot, an altercation happened between two individuals. But me learning about the situation and how that transpired, because it didn't happen, it didn't boil at the shoot. It was kind of, the issue was already, you know what I mean, in existence.
I don't even know what.
Ty Pacquiao.
Oh, her.
So
we don't say names, but you guys can.
Feel free.
To the live, you guys, the incident that we're talking about that happened, that Chasmar is talking about that happened the other day at the photo shoot, was between my homegirl CJ, and Ty Pacquiao.
Can you, this just to give the audience, everyone who's watching, people who may not know, a quick,
overview about the situation.
What transpired.
The overview is actually fairly quick because we were just talking about it before. This whole scenario comes right back around to what I said when I said people talk too much.
Okay.
They talk too much.
Okay.
But this one, the person we're talking about specifically, he got everybody beat. Like that mouth.
And
that mouth
talked to her too. Yeah.
That mouth is outrageous. It really is. And then the stuff she tries to do to people. Like, I'm not saying me personally because she hasn't done any of these things to me, but I've witnessed it and like seen her in action, like just doing crazy stuff. Like, you mess with the guy. Like, I know she messed with a guy and the guy didn't want to mess with her anymore. And then she lied to the guy and told him she was a minor and she was going to get him locked up. Like, like this stupid, crazy junk. And I'm just like.
But what leads to the point, because you said people are talking, people are saying, people have the right to say whatever they want to say. Mm-hmm. But what gets you to the point where it just, no more, I have to put my hands on you?
When it's over and over again. When you got to keep talking to somebody.
When it's repetitive?
Yeah, it's like
when you're trying to be the bigger person and like when you're not even the type of person to ignore a conversation, a confrontation, but you are actually trying, and that person keeps on poking at you, and you're trying to be the bigger person, and that's really not who you are anyway, but you're still trying just to keep from it being more drama in the community, but they just keep poking at you. So it's just like, then you just get to the point in your head where you're like, you know what, let's just fight and get it over with, because that seems like once the back and forth start, that seems like that's how it's gonna end, because nobody's gonna let anybody get the last word. Mm-hmm. So it turns into, okay, now where are you?
Right.
Are you go?
No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go.
I was gonna say that I've had several conversations with a specific individual, CJ, and ever since he came onto the scene, I've always seen, his style and what he gives, and how boisterous he is. This is before I met him. But once I met him, I liked his style. I even talked to my friends about it. Like, this younger queen that's coming, I like who, what she give and whatever. But I noticed that, there's like video after video after video after video. You know what I mean? Even the straight crowd know. Even the straight crowd know who CJ is and what he gives or whatever. But one thing that I like to do is I like to beat it in his head to not go that route, even though that's what he likes to give, and he does justify what he does and whatever in his own way. But me, I'm the type of person, I preach that because I try to give that. You know what I'm saying? I try to give that on my own. And on a personal note, I've had, a run-in before with Nevaeh before, a couple times where we didn't really agree on certain situations or things that were said or whatever. But I always approached the situation like, hey babes, what's going on?
Yeah, you never disrespected me.
You know what I mean?
And it always worked out good.
It's like, how you doing? And there's several individuals within the community because, like I said, it's always gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like they're saying, it's always gonna happen. People run their mouth. People say what they want to say. And I think that, my opinion, I think it's a popularity thing. You know what I mean? And they usually go run their mouths to people that they feel like I can
have a name or popular.
I can get clout if I go.
Right.
Like if I go on Peach Snap and start talking about people, I'm gonna get popularity. Or if I go to somebody like CJ, who got a, he got a reputation, and a lot of people, in a way, they look to him. You know what I'm saying?
Remember, guys, if you have any questions for our guests,
chime in.
Even our little audience here, if y'all got questions, y'all can ask them too.
I just want to know.
Yes.
And I have to say this.
Speak louder so that
I just want to know, and I have to say this. Two of you that I know of, you guys have been known to be very ratchet and notorious in the young gay world. How does that make you feel when people see you? You already know that they have some kind of perception about you, but at the end of the day, you really are, and for one of you, you're really a down-to-earth individual. When people get to know you, you're very spiritual, you love the Lord, you love yourself, you love people. But in the world, especially in the young gay world, you're known as a ratchet queen. How does that make you feel?
Well,
was that for both of us?
No, I think it was for me.
Okay.
Well,
When you say known, are you saying that
that's the reputation?
That's the reputation they carry. That's the name that they have.
I'm ratchet.
Because
people can make a reputation for you. You may
and that's true. But
okay.
you know, given the fact that a lot of people see a lot of things on Facebook, they see a lot of things, you know, when they're out in public. But you are a really great person. But you're also known to be ratchet and ready to fight and ready to turn up. And I'm old, so I guess I'm using old school words.
I don't feel any type of way because it's true. I am a down to earth person. I do love people. I am spiritual, but I also don't take any BS.
Right.
Because I don't pick fights with people. I will not pick a fight with you. But if you pick one with me, there's a problem. Because I feel like if I'm not messing with you, don't come messing with me. If I'm minding my business, I'm not worried about you. What I eat don't make you shit. Why am I even concerning you that much? For you to be sitting here to have a full-blown conversation trying to talk about me when you, first of all, don't even know me, or I don't chill with you, and that's where I get back. Like, they'll say all these things, and they'll make their own thing, but then when they see you, it's a whole different story. They're, hey, girl, what you about to do? Let's chill. Let's have a drink. Sis. Girl, you don't even like me calling me sis.
I guess my real thing is with the younger crowd is that I feel like they haven't, and I guess we were like that too to a certain extent. We channel our ways differently, the way we take our anger and aggression out differently. Y'all be ready to kill each other.
Yeah, I
see us. We're more of, we can have an argument and we can more or less like say, you know what, I'm sorry.
It's a lot more
happened. I'm sorry. You know.
I know my opinion on it, and I've talked about it on several occasions, and I do a lot within the community because I feel like we've lost the many different outlets that we had in order to channel our attitudes and our frustrations out. I know that when I came onto the scene, a short story, when I came onto the scene, we were very cliquey. There was a lot of different cliques. As soon as I came onto the scene, I came on with the clique. My best friend, our friends from high school, we came on, we went to Buffalo meeting people, we was in Rochester meeting people, Yachty was throwing parties, so we was able to meet a lot of people. But we were very cliquey. One of the cliques that stuck out to me was Peaches, Javon, Star, Jazz. They all used to click together. We did not like their clique. We did not like their clique at all.
Neither did
but the way we channeled that energy and that aggression is something that they were passionate in was ballroom. You know what I mean? So that was our new thing. We were like, okay, so now it's time for us to start a house because Byron, you need to eat peaches. Like, we don't see her, and that's what it need to give. But I don't know, I guess we weren't the type to go for the fist. I know, Star and Jazz, they gave it up back in the day. But but now, you know what I mean? But then we had different outlets, like the Mocha Center was a little more central. It was a little more welcoming or whatever. I know the location that they have now, they have some great staff down there now. My opinion on it, it's a lot more office-y. I do like the last space compared to this one. But then on top of that, it's a new time. We didn't have social media as much as we do now. Like, it's not as, back then, it was Mocha Center. That's where you get to see all of the gays. You know what I mean? We were, after school, we go in the Mocha Center because that's where we get to see the people. Now we got everything under the sun. We can do it on our phone. We got Facebook. We got Jack, Grindr, all types of stuff where we can meet people, talk to people, or don't get it wrong, I don't have one. None of them.
Neither.
So yeah, they have. Let me get that.
You have a question? Do you have a question in the audience?
Yeah, my sister.
Speak loud to me.
My sister JJ wanted to know if we so ratchet, why the older girls want to always fuck with us?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's a question for you, since you got that label right there.
Okay, so
let the older, answer.
So my take on that question, I'm gonna speak loudly so everybody can hear me. My take on that situation with me personally, I like to be around everyone. You know what I mean? There's not one person, like there's no way that you can say that I'm a person that is choosy or picky on who I allow around me.
She don't mean fuck with like that. She means like fuck with.
Like sexually.
Texting, talking, flirting. That's what she means.
There's not too many of those in my phone. So I don't know how to.
I don't know. I would just ask the question for her because
pick,
she's not present.
I don't know how to give that one, but I know, my opinion, I like to be around all crowds. You know what I mean? I have younger friends, I have older friends, I have white friends, I have Hispanic friends. You know, I have a variety of people that I can text or call and, you know, be comfortable with. And I like to be that person. I like to be able to blend, and I like to be around everyone. But also, I am very strong when it comes to the people that look like me. And when I say that look like me is the black LGBT. You know what I mean? So regardless if you're older or you're younger, I'll try to engage with you as much as possible. And, you know, and speaking of, because that was JJ's question, and I'm glad he asked that question, because I've actually, you know, not to say what we talked about, but I've actually had personal conversations with JJ where I pulled him to the side and I talked to him one-on-one to talk about, you know, where things were for me, where I see him, you know, and just to kind of, you know, whether he took it well or not, you know, is here or there, but I make it my business to be able to engage with.
Well, because we all know Harlem, so if he didn't take it well, we all definitely would have known.
Yeah. But you know, she was pretty. It was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool conversation. You know, anytime I see him, it's always love or whatever the case may be. But I can't speak for the ones that, you know, are dealing with the younger gays. I've had relationship with people that are considered younger. You know, they're of age, but you know, they're considered the younger crowd or whatever the case may be. But I don't make it my business to dwell in that area.
Oh, okay. Well, first of all, Janelle says you absolutely look so beautiful.
Thank you.
And second, do you guys believe in forgiveness?
It depends on what I'm forgetting.
I'll forget, but I know I won't forget.
Okay, that's good.
For me,
I don't know how to conduct
it
you.
depends for me, because some junk you can't forgive.
No, what's some things you can't forgive?
Fucking my man.
Ooh.
I'll never forgive you for that.
You never forgive?
Ever.
That's what the girls give nowadays?
Yup.
They good.
I'm on your ass, which I'm plotting. Well, it ain't even about the fight to me. It's now how can I destroy you.
So as far as, because we have, I want to jump back on Unity. We have several different party promoters, people that are active in the community that fight for Unity, or, you know, say they fight for Unity, whatever, neither here nor there.
Can I ask a question for Harlem again?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
And from the outside, the answer is no.
This question is from Harlem Escobar, a.k.a. JJ, y'all.
No.
And this is for Nazir.
No.
And I think FWH stands for...
Fuck with him.
Yes.
Ooh.
No.
Let's leave that for the inbox.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh my God. Let's leave that for the inbox.
Oh, Lord.
This answer.
You don't gotta answer if you don't want to answer.
This answer.
Inbox?
Yeah.
Inbox?
Inbox.
We'll leave it for the inbox.
I said
Leave it for the inbox.
Yes or no?
Oh, you said I look good. Thanks.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not too.
You know, we ain't finna do this.
I don't know.
I chill with the people know. I chill with the people enough to know, you know, certain teas and whatever the case may be. But don't that seem a little close to home?
To who home?
Everybody's sharing anyway.
Everybody sharing?
Everybody's
That's
sharing.
what-
Everybody.
I don't share nothing.
I guess that's a
No. I'm gonna spill the tea because he trying to beat around the bush. He trying to say that's too close to home because he basically saying, wasn't you talking to Amir? And then JJ was talking to Derek. Now Amir talks back to Derek, and now you saying
I don't know none of
that's
these names he
that's
even
what he's
saying.
saying.
No, that's fine.
That's what he's saying.
I don't know.
Is that
none of
something
that.
that perpetuates the drama within?
Right, that plays a part in the
Yeah.
drama in the community.
Anytime I
People
find
don't know
to
how
be
to find
related
their
to
own
that.
beefcakes.
Yeah.
For real.
But you guys don't. But I don't know. Me, I had to come to terms with the fact that our community is small. You know what I'm saying? And everybody know who I am. I got quite a few exes. You know what I'm saying? So I really can't be in a position to fight everyone that one of my exes, decides to be with or talk to or whatever. Sean gives it up though.
What? Oh yeah, I don't play, but yeah, I'm not one of them people. I'm not fighting over the nigga. What if that's my nigga and you sleep with him? It's lit.
So elaborate what you mean. So even if they broke up, you still gonna fight?
No, if we broke up, it's different. But if we're together, and you knew we were together, and you start sleeping with him, that ass is as good as look.
From the outside, she's lying.
Who's lying?
Sean L. Watts is lying. She done fought 3 times over a man that is not.
Hold on, who I fought 3 times? I fought once.
You fought twice.
I fought once.
About a man that wasn't yours.
I fought once. The second time I didn't fight the person I was supposed to.
She'll fight if the fly close to the bee.
Oh my God. Well, I don't know. I just think that I like where our community has come. I know that we, regardless if it's an old generation or newer generation or, old or young or whatever you want to consider it, I know that our community has come a long way. Especially the past couple years, there's a lot more people active. I'm seeing more people turn up at the events and whatever the case may be. I know that we still do have issues as far as unifying. Do you guys think that the issues are as big to the point where we can't come together for community events?
Ain't nobody gonna come together as long as there's a bunch of cousin Faiths running around.
Who?
Cousin Faith from Soul Food. That's what the gay community is filled with.
Oh, Cousin Faith.
Cousin Faith.
Cousin Faith. Okay, okay.
But forget the community. The community fucked my husband.
So one last question before we wrap up, guys. What do you guys see yourself in like 10 to 15 years?
In 10 to 15 years, hopefully I'm married, moved back down south, Macon, Georgia to be specifically, and I would like to have kids. 10, 15 years, I would like my kids to be 11, 12 years old.
Okay, so you gotta do it recently. I start now, right?
Like with the next couple years, but I might just kidnap one. You never know.
Okay.
In 10 years, I want to be moved out of Rochester for sure. In way less than 10 years.
Right.
Probably like next year, more like that. I want to work on my business more, expand that. I don't know about getting married.
How you gonna let you?
I just want to be in a different place. I want to be wealthy, hopefully, somewhere like that.
Right.
Just expanding, growing.
That's good. I see you out here though with your line and whatever the case may be. Y'all make sure y'all check out his website. It's real cool. Are you heading to the networking session thing today?
Later, right? Yeah, it started at 3, right? Yeah, I'm about to go right after.
There's a lot of opportunity within Rochester for for small businesses and different growing brands to expand and go further. So if you guys are in that realm of, get that too. It's another one. Yep, but there's a lot of opportunity for for people to expand their brands, regardless of what it is that you want to do. There's people out here that are not only selling clothes but making clothes. People that are really athletic and they do the fitness thing, and they're pushing their brands and their names and whatever. So I think that Rochester on a grand scale has a lot of opportunity for our community as a whole to go forward. But where do you?
So we have a question from our live here from Nakari Ebony. I don't know if you guys know Nakari, but question for each one of you: if you guys could tell your younger self a life lesson, what would it be? I think we kind of went over that, but
really make sure you know a person before you get. I'm trying to think of a good way to make sure you truly know a person and what type of person they are before you open up to them, or open up your history of your life, just open up anything, your heart, just your friendship. Make sure you really know what type of person that you're dealing with before you do all of that, because you can meet a person for a few days and think they're the best person in the world, but if you hang around them on a daily basis or consistently, then you start to notice things you don't like about the person and stuff like that. So I would say just really make sure you know who you're dealing with.
I would always say, make sure you like yourself and don't try to be nobody. Don't try to fit in with nobody. Be who you want to be. If you like yourself, it don't matter who else don't like you.
That's right. That's right.
Piggybacking off of both of them, I would say self-love is the best love. Just stay true to yourself, stay out the way for the most part. And that's it.
That's right. So before we close out, just face it this way. Just face it. Yeah. As Black Crown Entertainment, we pride ourselves on preserving the culture within our community and restoring the unity amongst the LGBTQ plus of color. With your help and efforts, we can make that ride much easier. Just visit our like page for Spilling the Tea with Chasmar and Jazzelle and click on our GoFundMe link. Any size donation will be greatly appreciated. Even $1 can help this train moving.
All right. Well, that's a wrap. Yes, God. Oh, my God. Yes.
Yes.
And yes.
And I wanted to announce before we jump off the live, we did have one really close friend of mine. We really had a loss yesterday. Our house was broken into, so it was a lot going on. And not only was the house broken into and people stole things, but they took someone that was really close to us, our dog. And, you know, that's something that we're dealing with right now, something that he's dealing with right now because the dog was a little closer to him. But I kind of wanted to put that out there that, you know, if you guys, you know, see the dog or anything like that, she was a little white. She was a little white Bichon poodle, you know, but someone that was very cruel took her. I don't know what that's people take dogs.
That's an evil person, honey.
Sean wanted to chime in before we wrap up.
Yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out to Adrian, the gatekeeper, because this year's Pride, I don't think he got enough recognition for all that he did, because this Pride this year was I went out of town for Pride. I want to go, every time I go out, I'm trying to feel the way I did that weekend. I'm looking for that vibe when I go out. So I just want to say shout out to Adrian, the gatekeeper, and I hope it's even better next year.
That's right. And then when it's time to come around for Black Gay Pride again, I want to see all you guys at the committee meetings, because he involves the community with allowing everyone's voice to be heard and allowing everyone to be a part of something that was so magnificent and great. And it was a really good turnout. We've seen a lot of new faces, and you know,
the performers, from the concerts to the activities.
So big ups to Gatekeeper Adrian.
That's Gatekeeper. Y'all go check him out at Arnett Cafe.
So thank you guys for coming on the show. Thank you guys for being present with us and having this conversation. And honey,
and sometimes the tea just runneth over.
Woo woo.
See you guys.
Bye, y'all.